So in my last video, I started making my dream cash grab mobile game called Bad Road. And basically the idea is you drive for as long as you can on this road while avoiding obstacles like other cars, spinny things, or this massive gorilla. And after playtesting it on my phone, the game works. But if I want this to be an effective cash grab game, it's going to need to be addictive, which is why in this video, I want to add everything from an actual high score and coin counter system, incentives to keep playing, like a shop to buy new cars, a whole bunch of more addicting stuff like particles and sound effects, some new obstacles and road sections, and gambling. So hopefully by the end of the video, I will have added all this stuff and the game will be a whole lot more addictive. But before I do all that, I also want to say thanks for all the support on my last video. When I posted it, I had like 12 subscribers and now I have like over 200, which is pretty crazy. And thanks for all the comments. I've been reading all of them and I really liked hearing all your guys' feedback. Nice video, but I was sad because the gorilla had no cheeks. Alright bro, what the heck? That is just totally messed up. I'll see what I can do. So I immediately started modeling a new gorilla. And is it just me, or is that gorilla looking kind of thick? Oh. Anyway, I kept on modeling the new gorilla and even gave it some cool textures. And then I put it into Unreal, and this is what it looks like in the game now. Yup, that looks really good. But now that I'm done getting sidetracked, I should probably actually start working on making the game more addictive. Now, I think the first thing I should work on is making it so that there is more of an incentive for the player to actually keep playing. Because as of right now, you can drive endlessly, avoiding obstacles and collecting coins, but there's no way to know how far you've driven and the coins literally don't do anything. So I should probably fix that. Okay, so I just added this coin counter to the top of the screen. And basically what it does is every time you pick up a coin, the number goes up. I also added this score at the top so that you know how far you've gone, and this like little high score thing to the game over UI so that you know what your high score is. And I think this has definitely made the game slightly more addictive. But although you can now collect coins, they're still kind of pointless if there's nothing you can actually buy with them. Which is why the next thing I want to implement is a shop system where you can actually buy new cars. And that also means I'm finally going to have to add actual cars to the game, because I mean, as you know, they are currently all just cubes, which is kind of lame. So I opened Blender and started to model a new default car, which actually wasn't that hard because I followed this guy's video who modeled 10 of them in 10 minutes and basically just copied his whole thing. And then after I'd done the default one, I went and modeled this pickup truck, this sort of rally car, and this sports car, which for now is going to be the most expensive one. And no, it's not a Lamborghini, it's something else. Anyway, with my new car models made, it was time to actually put them in the game. So I went and did that, and this is what all 4 cars look like as you're playing. While I was at it, I also went and randomized the traffic obstacles to use the car meshes as well, so the game immediately looks a lot more polished. However, I still need to make some sort of an actual shop. Now, I've never really done much with UI beyond like making a button, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make this shop, but I think I'll just have to get to work and try to figure it out. Okay, so it's been a while, but I've finally got a basic shop system working where you can actually buy cars with the coins that you collect. And this is probably the worst thing I've had to do in my entire life, but it actually works pretty well. As you can see, if I click this button on the main menu that says cars, then you can see all of the cars that you can buy. And it also shows how much they cost. So for instance, if I wanted to buy the Lamborghini, I would need 500 coins. And if you look in the top right, you can see I do not have 500 coins. So for demonstration purposes, if I just give myself a bunch of money, then I should be able to actually click on the car, and there you go. As you can see, I have actually bought the Lamborghini, which means that now I'm able to play with this car. And what's cool is the game actually saves which cars you've bought. So if I exit out and hit play again, then as you can see, I've already got the Lamborghini selected and I don't have to buy it again. Yeah, whatever. That took far too long. So let's get back to adding some simple stuff to make this game more addictive. Now, I want to make picking up coins as satisfying as possible. And right now they kind of just disappear when you drive into them, which isn't really satisfying at all. But one thing I think would help with that is particle effects. So I got to work on making some coin particles. And now, as you can see, the coins kind of explode and float away when you hit them, which I think looks pretty cool. And while I was at it, I also tried adding some driving particles or skid marks to the car, but I didn't really know how to do that, so it kind of looked like crap, and I just scrapped the whole idea. But maybe I'll add it in the future because skid marks would definitely be pretty sick. Anyway, I think those particles have made picking up coins a lot more satisfying, but there's still more I could add, and it's something that my whole game is currently missing, and that's sound effects. Now, I spent quite a while looking at sound effects because there were surprisingly not that many good ones.
Hey, you just got money.
But eventually I found 2 coin sounds and just laid them on top of each other, which should in theory make the sound twice as satisfying. So this is what it sounded like at first. But then I added this modulation effect that randomly changes the pitch of each coin, so it's a lot less repetitive. Now it kind of sounds like the XP sound in Minecraft, but I think it's good. And while I was at it, I also added this engine sound, this collision sound, which kind of sucks, and this tapping sound when you click on UI elements, which is really satisfying. So with the coin counter, the high score stuff, the car shop, some particles, and sound effects all done, I think the game is already a lot more addictive, and there is definitely a lot more reason to actually keep playing. But if you remember what I hope to get done at the start, there's still one last very crucial thing that I think this game needs for all this to not just be satisfying, but like literally actually addictive, and that's gambling. Now there's probably a lot of different types of gambling that I could look at, but I think I already have an idea for what I want to add. And in theory, it shouldn't be that tricky. Specifically, if you've ever played Angry Birds 2, there's this thing called the Tower of Fortune.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
And basically, it's just this mini game where every round you have to choose from 5 random cards. 4 of the cards are prizes, but one of them is a pig. And if you pick the pig, it takes away all of the prizes you've won from previous rounds. So it's kind of like a greed thing where you obviously want to keep winning, but if you keep playing, then you still have the chance of picking the pig and losing everything. So I kind of want to do something like that, but with higher stakes and make it so that you can play as much as you want. Okay, so I finally finished working on this fun little mini game. So let's check it out. So as you can see, I've added a new button to the homepage called the win button, and it's pretty cool. So if I click on it, it opens this new page, and as you can see, there's 4 presents. And basically how the game works, it's pretty simple. 3 of the presents are gonna be like prizes. However, one of them is a bomb. All right, I'm feeling green on this one. Okay, nice. So I just made 120 coins. That's pretty good. But we can go again. So what about red? Damn it! Bro, I'm in debt. Okay, I was not expecting to lose 2,000 on the second present. That is not good. Okay, no, but it's fine. It's fine. I just gotta recoup my losses. Okay, nice. Blue. Damn it! Dude, I'm down $6,000. I mean, 6,000 coins, I mean. Okay, I just gotta get lucky. It's fine. It's fine. Green. Nice. Yellow. Back to green. Back to green. Okay. Red. No! Blue. Green. No! Stupid, stupid, stupid. Yellow. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Red. Blue. Red. Damn it! Anyway, I reckon it's probably time to put this game back onto my phone and playtest it with the new features, because I've pretty much ticked off everything that I had on my list except for a few things, but it's already been over a month since my last video. I don't really know how. That's my bad. I've just been really busy clicking on presents. But yeah, I think I just want to get this video uploaded first. So let's try to build the game onto my phone. Okay, so good news, it just launched. I can show you my phone. Okay, so here I've got the game on my phone. Now we can actually play test it. Hopefully it works. So let's play the new update. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit laggy. The sound effects are working and the particles are working. Okay, what the heck? Yeah, but I'm getting like crazy lag spikes. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but my car just gets like sent flying every 5 seconds. Whoa, no. Okay, it might actually be unplayable. You know, this seems like a good run. Look, I got empty road. Just move. No! Dude, okay, forget that. Let's see if the most important feature works. Yellow. Yellow again. Blue. Red. Damn it! Okay, so good news is the gambling stuff seems to work pretty much flawlessly, and the particles seem to be working, and the sound effects seem pretty good. Only problem is the game is really, really, really laggy. Like, to the point it's like basically unplayable. So that probably isn't great. I think I know why it's so laggy though, because I mean, I literally haven't done any optimization. But yeah, I think I've definitely added a lot of stuff, and the game is probably a lot more addictive than before. But you can't really have a mobile game that can't run on a phone. So I think I'm definitely gonna have to fix that in my next video. Let me know what you want to see me add next in the comments, and if you have ideas for like new obstacles and stuff, that would be cool, because I'll also hopefully add some new ones in my next video too. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if you haven't seen the first episode, you can watch it somewhere here, and something else, I'll probably put stuff here. Okay, bye.